Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome back to, yet again, another The Rising of the Shield Hero review. This is light novel number 3, and that is what we are going to be reviewing today. And there's a lot to say about this light novel, so without further ado, let's get this started. So in volumes 1 and 2 of The Rising of the Shield Hero, we pretty much just got, you know, a lot of world building and a lot of characterization from the characters, especially Naofumi's character, our main character. Now, with Naofumi within this book, volume 3, it tends to focus not so much on his characterization, but more so about what has been going on in the world in the first place. We get some answers as to why exactly Naofumi has gotten such a bad rep right from the get-go, and that was probably one of the biggest questions that we had to, you know, to begin with. So while volumes 1 and 2 focus a lot of the world building and the characterization with some of the characters, this one focuses more on the political side of things and the corruption that is going down within the kingdom. Because as it turns out, we actually meet a new character within this novel, which goes by the name of Melty. Yeah, I don't know why you would call a character Melty, but I mean, whatever, you know? So, Melty happens to actually be the next heir to the throne. However, she is the youngest of the king's daughters. And we see that, as you read throughout this novel, that Naofumi just can't seem to catch a break, because now he is accused of brainwashing, potential murder, and kidnapping of the youngest daughter to the throne. And like I stated before, Naofumi just can't seem to catch a break. He really can't, because not only is he accused of, you know, the rape of Mine, but also the kidnapping and potential murder and brainwashing of Melty, the youngest daughter to the throne. Not only those, but also, as I stated before, we learn about the questions as to why the Shield Hero has a bad rep to begin with. And it just so happens to be that the other heroes that were sent from the real world into the fantasy world in which Naofumi now resides in, the Shield Hero has always had the worst luck and has always chosen the worst actions amongst the four, you know, heroes. And this is why whenever a Shield Hero is brought within the world, the Shield Hero gets a bad rep and is not as acknowledged amongst society compared to the rest of the heroes, and is therefore considered a demon. Now, my biggest question when it comes down to that aspect of what we learned about within this novel is that, you know, if we do in fact have, you know, the other heroes' influences make their way into the current generation of heroes that are now residing within this world, does that mean that because of the wrong actions that the Shield Hero before Naofumi took, does that mean that that is what's harboring his dark nature? And that's where, you know, in volume 2, we actually saw, you know, the Shield of Rage actually begin to activate, which was the darkness controlling him. Is that actually his inner rage, or is that his inner rage on top of the other heroes', you know, wrong course of actions? So basically what I'm trying to get at here is it not only Naofumi's rage that we're seeing, but are we also seeing the darkness from the other Shield Heroes that came before make its way into Naofumi's character and begin to harbor over him, necessarily giving him more strength and more darkness? The more darkness that resides within the shield, the more, you know, powerful, you know, Naofumi will become if he lets his rage get to him. So necessarily what I'm saying is, is it not only Naofumi's rage that we're seeing, but is it also the rage of the other S.H.I.E.L.D. heroes that have come before? Is that also what we're seeing on top of Naofumi's rage? Hopefully that made sense. I mean, in a way, it kind of seems to line up, but that's just me speculating. Now, there's a bunch that goes down within this volume of the Rising of the S.H.I.E.L.D. hero. Like I stated before, this is where we get to see, you know, the political and also some religious aspects within the book, as, you know, this is technically building on top of the world building that we saw in, or that we read in Volume 1 of the Rising of the S.H.I.E.L.D. hero. Like I said, Volumes 1 through 2 focused on the world building and the characterization. This builds on top of the world building by answering some of the questions that we have, and there's just a lot that goes down within the book, because not only is Naofumi being accused, but we see the world building, and we also see the third wave actually takes place in action within this volume, which, you know, is the third wave of the world that the world has faced, but it's actually Naofumi's second wave. And this is where we see a huge fight break out between amongst the heroes and another individual known as Glass, who happens to be right up here, who, oh my god, yo, I really want to see more from her, especially due to the fight that went down within the volume. Like, that was a pretty intense fight. I'm really interested to see, you know, how that's going to be animated within the anime, and just what to expect from her later down the line, and how she is connected to these events. So that about does it for my review of The Rising of the S.H.I.E.L.D. Hero Volume 3. This was a very good book. Volumes 1 through 2 were also very good, but I think Volume 3 happens to be probably the strongest that we have gone, as we have now gotten questions or answers to some of the questions that we had from the previous volumes, and also there's just so much going on that it seems as though The Rising of the S.H.I.E.L.D. Hero, right when you go into Volume 3, it becomes a very different story for the better, because Volumes 1 through 2 were very generic. I mean, this series has a lot of RPG-like elements that we have seen through various other isekai sort of worlds, but what makes this series interesting is not only Naofumi's character, but once you head into Volume 3, there is so much going down that the series actually becomes quite dark and very interesting. So yeah, I can't wait to catch up with the rest of the Rising of the S.H.I.E.L.D. hero novels. I'm already on Volume 4 right now. I'm currently reading it. You can see the little bookmark right there. I kind of just started. I'm only on page 10. But I finished my review of Volume 3, and now we're going to be heading into Volume 4 relatively soon. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a read and try my very best to get Volume 4's review uploaded relatively soon. So with that said, everyone, thank you all for watching. I really hope you are enjoying these light novel reviews of The Rising of the S.H.I.E.L.D. hero. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, what you guys thought of Volume 3. What did you think about the volume itself? You know, did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you, you know, do you think, you know, it gets even more interesting from here on out? Just, I don't know. Let me know your overall thoughts and opinions to what you have of this volume down in the comments down below. Just please don't leave any spoilers, because I'm doing my very best to, you know, avoid spoilers as much as I possibly can, because I want to see the anime for myself, and also I want to experience what this novel series has to offer later down the line, you know. So with that said, thank you all for watching. Be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Hit that red subscribe button down below if you want to stay updated to my future content on this channel. And with that said, everyone, thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.